Today, you'll meet 15 actors who couldn't stand their co-stars. We'll reveal the reasons why these movie stars clashed with their counterparts, and you'll see who managed to resolve their differences and who are still feuding to this day. Let's watch it. It's fascinating. Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. It all started during the filming of The Age of Adeline, where Blake Lively played a woman involved in an abusive relationship with her partner, portrayed by Justin Baldoni. Though both were professionals in their work, rumors quickly spread that the production had turned into a battlefield. With the actor also taking on the role of director, it was normal for him to have more control over the film, but no one expected him to clash with his co-star both on and off screen. One of the most controversial moments occurred when Justin asked his co-star what her weight was before a scene in which he was supposed to lift her, which caused the actress great discomfort, and she felt humiliated by the question. However, she wasn't free from criticism either. Instead of supporting the director at the promotional events for the film, she chose to make solo appearances, which fueled rumors that their relationship wasn't going well. Additionally, Blake didn't take the issues of domestic abuse and emotional trauma portrayed in the film seriously and preferred to promote it from a cheerful and positive perspective, which led to criticism for not using her platform to draw attention to these issues affecting millions of women. Although the film received mixed reviews, it grossed nearly $350 million and sparked rumors about a possible sequel, prompting Justin Baldoni to suggest that Blake should direct it. But judging by the poor relationship between them, it's unlikely she would be willing to work with someone who was labeled as toxic during the film's production. Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams. The Notebook is a classic romantic film, and the key to its success was the chemistry between these actors. However, behind the scenes, things were very different. What many don't know is that, for much of the production, the leads simply couldn't stand each other, to the point where explosive confrontations almost derailed the project. According to director Nick Cassavetes, during an intense work day, Ryan appeared visibly frustrated, so he stopped filming a scene and asked to speak with the director. His request was as unexpected as it was direct. He wanted another actress to read Rachel's lines off camera because, in his view, working with her wasn't working. The tension between them was so palpable that the director made an unconventional decision. He brought both stars into a room alone and asked them to work out their differences. What followed was a confrontation full of shouting that the production crew could hear from outside. Surprisingly, this heated argument had a positive effect. When they emerged from the room, both showed a renewed commitment to their characters and managed to deliver the chemistry that became the heart of the film. The most unexpected twist came after the film's release. Despite their initial clashes, Rachel and Ryan began a romantic relationship that lasted for several years and helped them put any animosity they had at the start behind them. Florence Pugh and Olivia Wilde. Don't worry, Darling is the film directed and starring Olivia Wilde alongside Florence Pugh and Harry Styles, and its behind-the-scenes drama turned into one of the biggest scandals, full of rumors, tensions, and drama worthy of a screenplay. The first rumors started when Florence began to skip promotional events for the film. This raised suspicions of a fractured relationship, and according to insider sources, the co-star was unhappy with Olivia's approach on set. While Florence focused on the emotional depth of her character, the director seemed more interested in her relationship with Harry Styles. It's even speculated that these dynamics affected their working relationship and heightened feelings of resentment. The final straw came with a leaked statement from Olivia, claiming she had fired Shia LaBeouf from the role to protect Florence after the actor faced accusations of abuse and violence. However, a leaked video showed the director asking LaBeouf to stay, suggesting Florence needed to be more cooperative. Despite all the issues, they managed to complete the film. But instead of promoting it to help its box office success, the British actress avoided talking about the film. When she did mention it, she thanked the entire production team but made a point of not mentioning Olivia Wilde. Vin Diesel and Dwayne Johnson. The Fast and Furious franchise has been synonymous with excitement, speed, and the famous phrase, "family first." But behind the scenes, the eighth installment of the series was the setting for a much more intense battle than any chase scene on screen when its two main stars became embroiled in a conflict that went beyond the set. During filming, Dwayne Johnson took to his social media to post an ironic and frustrated message saying, "Some conduct themselves like stand-up men and true professionals while others don't." With such a statement, he made it clear that his anger was real. and not part of the act. Though he didn't mention Vin Diesel by name, fans quickly identified the reference, and the drama on set became as viral as the car chases in the movie. The tension grew when The Rock thanked almost the entire cast and crew in an Instagram post, but omitted Vin Diesel, which only fueled the rumors of an irreconcilable feud. In response, the actor who plays Dominic Toretto broke his silence and, in a conciliatory tone, assured that he had resolved his differences with his co-star and expressed gratitude for his contribution to the franchise. However, the protagonist's words weren't enough to quell the speculation, and fans continued to wonder if the friendship between the two Fast and Furious stars was as strong as the family they portray on screen. Ariana Grande and Victoria Justice. When Victorious came to its unexpected end after 4 seasons, rumors and accusations quickly started to surface. Many fans pointed to Ariana Grande, who quickly joined the spin-off Sam and Cat, as the reason the show didn't continue, and soon social media was filled with messages accusing her of abandoning the project. But Ariana didn't stay silent. She claimed that the real reason behind the cancellation was that one girl chose not to continue with the show and opted for a solo tour instead of doing it with the entire cast. Though she didn't name names, the insinuations were clearly directed at her co-star Victoria Justice. Victoria, on the other hand, strongly denied the accusations and accused Ariana of trying to discredit her to win public favor. Since then, the relationship between the two Nickelodeon stars has remained in the public eye, with fans divided into 2 camps. More than a decade after Victorious ended, the tension seemed to have never dissipated. As evidence of their rivalry, Ariana's music video for Thank You Next featured her former Victorious co-stars like Matt Bennett, Liz Gillies, and Daniela Monet, but notably excluded Victoria, as if to signal that they would never be friends again. This gesture did not go unnoticed and fueled speculation about a conflict that, although kept off camera, still captures the attention of fans. Josh Peck and Drake Bell. The feud between the stars of Drake and Josh shook the fans of the show, who had idealized the 2 stars as a true off-screen brotherhood. But behind the comedy and the chemistry we saw on Nickelodeon, there were tensions that would erupt years later, leaving thousands of fans stunned. It all started in 2017 when Josh didn't invite Drake to his wedding, and the latter didn't let it slide. In a fit of rage, he posted tweets filled with resentment, saying that the real colors were finally coming to light. Fans took this as a direct attack on his co-star, accusing Josh of betraying the friendship that millions believed to be unbreakable. Meanwhile, Josh kept his composure, but his silence only fueled further speculation. What many didn't know is that the relationship between the two had cooled off after the show ended in 2007. Initially, Josh took a different path, distancing himself from child stardom and building a more private career. On the other hand, Drake struggled with his own legacy, facing legal and personal issues that complicated his public image. The climax came when the two finally confronted each other face-to-face in an unexpected meeting. According to Josh, emotions ran high, and they both spoke about the pain they'd carried for years. But although they tried to reconcile publicly, the ghosts of the past left a crack that could never fully be healed. Blake Lively and Leighton Meester. Gossip Girl catapulted these actresses to stardom and made them a fan-favorite duo for their portrayals of Serena van der Woodsen and Blair Waldorf. But behind the scenes, their relationship was anything but perfect, as several sources close to the set revealed that their interactions were marked by constant tension, partly due to the long and exhausting workdays. One source claimed that Leighton viewed Blake as an egotist who considered herself superior to the rest of the cast. On the other hand, those close to Blake said she felt suffocated and preferred to keep her distance from her co-star, convinced that her future lay in bigger projects after the series ended. Instead of resolving the situation, Blake's publicist didn't attempt to soften the rumors and even stated that Blake was never friends with Leighton, nor had any interest in being. They further explained that the actress who played Serena would go to set, do her job, and go home, reinforcing the idea that their relationship never went beyond the screen. For Leighton, the memories of Gossip Girl seemed to be bittersweet, as she showed in an interview when asked if she planned to watch the reboot of the series. She replied firmly that she had no intention of doing so, Following these comments, many fans speculated that Leighton had no fond memories of her time working with Blake, and that it's unlikely they would ever reprise their roles in a Gossip Girl reunion. Naya Rivera and Lea Michele. In her memoir, Sorry Not Sorry, Dreams, Mistakes, and Growing Up, Naya Rivera broke the silence about her tense relationship with her Glee co-star, Lea Michele. One of the major revelations was how their competitive personalities eventually made them incompatible off-screen, creating an insurmountable rift between them. Naya explained that the root of the conflict stemmed from the growing popularity of her character, which seemed to deeply unsettle Lea Michele, who apparently had difficulty separating work from personal relationships and often blamed Naya for any issues that arose on set. Naya didn't hesitate to describe her co-star as too sensitive, which only complicated any attempts at understanding. Sadly, the actress who played Santana passed away in 2020, but at least her book served as an honest look into the challenges of fame and how difficult it was to work on a show where someone always wanted to stand out over the rest of the cast. Sarah Jessica Parker and Kim Cattrall. Rumors of tensions between the stars of Sex and the City have circulated for years, and it seems there's an irreparable rift between the main stars. According to speculation, the conflict started when Kim discovered that Sarah was earning significantly more than her and the rest of the cast. Another point of contention was that the actress who played Carrie Bradshaw was given a producer credit, which Kim felt gave her too much control over the fate of the series. The situation escalated during the pre-production of the third Sex and the City movie, which was ultimately canceled. At the time, it was rumored that the demands of the actress who played Samantha were excessive and delayed the project. Immediately, accusations of being difficult and unbearable hit the headlines, and Kim quickly expressed her outrage, stating that she was unfairly labeled as a problematic diva. The rift between the two actresses became even clearer in 2021 when Sex and the City was revived under the title And Just Like That. Fans immediately noticed the absence of the iconic character Samantha Jones, which seemed to confirm that the relationship between Sarah Jessica Parker and Kim Cattrall was never friendly. Although Kim's character made a brief cameo in the second season finale, she is not expected to return for the third season, and it seems there is no happy ending in sight for the relationship between the two stars. Angelina Jolie and Johnny Depp. When these two Hollywood giants joined the cast of The Tourist, fans expected explosive chemistry on screen. With Johnny playing an innocent American tourist and Angelina portraying a seductive British woman manipulating him in a dangerous game, it seemed like the perfect recipe for success. But behind the scenes, the real drama was not in the script, but in the tense relationship between the two leads. Several people close to the production revealed that far from the attraction shown on screen, there was disdain between Johnny and Angelina. One source even stated that they couldn't stand each other, and Angelina was fed up with her co-star. Meanwhile, the Pirates of the Caribbean star felt that Jolie was incompatible with him, describing her as too arrogant. The conflicts between them were so obvious that as soon as the director yelled, "Cut!" Zrania, Johnny would head straight to his trailer to avoid interacting with his co-star. Although The Tourist promised to be a legendary collaboration, the lack of chemistry off-screen nearly ruined the project. However, they managed to keep their composure and completed the film, which grossed $278 million. Charlize Theron and Tom Hardy. In Mad Max Fury Road, their characters were allies in a fight for survival. But behind the scenes, both stars fought their own battle in the scorching Namibian desert. During the 9 months of filming, tensions between the leads intensified, pushing their working relationship to the limit. It wasn't until 2 years later that Zoe Kravitz confirmed what many had suspected. Charlize and Tom didn't get along. To put an end to the speculations once and for all, the South African star admitted that the dynamic fell apart because instead of addressing their differences, they allowed frustration and the harsh conditions of the set to dominate the atmosphere. She also acknowledged that they both closed off from each other and admitted that she played a part in the negative impact on set. Meanwhile, Hardy was honest about the failure of their working relationship and attributed much of the tension to the immense pressure of leading such a demanding production. He took responsibility, saying that what Charlize needed was a more experienced partner who wouldn't let the desert's challenges ruin their connection. Despite their differences, the actors still gave their fans one of the most memorable performances of their careers, and Mad Max Fury Road became a modern classic, praised as one of the best action films of the 21st century. Mariah Carey and Nicki Minaj. During season 12 of American Idol, the explosive feud between these singers became one of the biggest dramas on TV. The two stars served as judges on the show, but the conflict started from day one, revealing that their relationship had already been fractured since their collaboration on the song Up Out My Face. As soon as the news went public, production staff quickly leaked details about their tensions, which started during an audition round in North Carolina, where Nicki Minaj lost control and exploded, shouting that she wouldn't stand for Her Highness. Mariah responded with her signature sarcastic tone, calling Nicki's behavior childish and throwing a sharp comment, "Why do I have a 3-year-old sitting next to me?" The arguments became the center of attention throughout the season, marking a constant rivalry until both decided not to return to the show. Sometime later, Nicki tried to explain the origin of the conflict, stating that it was the clash of two divas. She admitted that, feeling overshadowed by Mariah's presence, she opted for increasingly eccentric behavior, which sparked the drama that became the focal point of that American Idol season. Nina Dobrev and Paul Wesley. Nina shocked the Vampire Diaries fans by admitting that during the first few months of filming, she couldn't stand her co-star. Although she admired his talent as an actor, she confessed that his personality was completely incompatible with hers, and they just didn't get along at all. Because of this, many fans wondered how they managed to portray one of television's greatest love stories for so many years. Over time, they managed to overcome their differences both on and off set. Nina acknowledged that if they hadn't found common ground, it would have been impossible to maintain the necessary chemistry for a series that lasted for 8 successful seasons. After The Vampire Diaries ended in 2017, Nina revealed that Paul Wesley is one of the cast members she has kept in touch with the most, and she even considers him one of her best friends. Rebel Wilson and Sacha Baron Cohen. During the filming of the 2016 comedy The Spy Who Dumped Me, unexpected tension arose between two comedy heavyweights. While both are known for their unfiltered humor, a clash of styles and sensibilities turned the set into an uncomfortable battlefield. The spark for the conflict occurred during a particularly grotesque scene where Baron Cohen's signature humor, full of rawness and extreme absurdity, crossed the personal boundaries of Australian actress Rebel Wilson. Reports suggest that the script required a level of crude physical humor that Rebel found excessive, especially when it called for her to strip, something she wasn't willing to do and felt went beyond her own comfort zone. Meanwhile, Sacha Baron Cohen, who was also the writer and producer, insisted that the scene was crucial to maintaining the provocative tone of the film. This led to a creative disagreement, with both defending their positions strongly. Rebel didn't hesitate to voice her dissatisfaction, and it's rumored that there were tense moments when communication almost broke down entirely. Although they managed to finish the film and maintain professionalism, the conflict completely ruined their relationship. In fact, the Australian actress wrote in her memoir, Rebel Rising, that she had never felt so offended during a film production. The most ironic part was that all the trouble turned out to be in vain, as the movie was a total box office flop. The entire cast of Grey's Anatomy. This medical drama is not only known for its shocking plot twists, but also for the intense behind-the-scenes conflicts. While everyone knows that Katherine Heigl left the show due to her ongoing issues with the production team, she wasn't the only one who faced such situations. One of the biggest scandals was the firing of Isaiah Washington, who played Dr. Preston Burke for the first 3 seasons. His departure was a result of homophobic insults directed at his co-star, T.R. Knight. In 2015, the show's creator, Shonda Rhimes, admitted that she used to kill off characters due to problems with the actors, but she didn't specify names. Grey's Anatomy fans quickly speculated that she was referring to Patrick Dempsey, whose role as Dr. Derek Shepherd ended when his character tragically died in a car accident in season 11. This rumor gained traction when it became known that Dempsey had numerous arguments with Ellen Pompeo, despite the fact that they starred in one of TV's most followed love stories. In fact, it was even said that Ellen Pompeo received $5 million to avoid taking legal action against Patrick Dempsey, who was described as toxic and unpleasant, in order to keep both actors on the show, which was a huge success during the 2000s and 2010s. Now tell me, which of these stars do you think will never be friends again? Leave your opinion in the comments. Here are 2 options that you'll surely love.